this is a really good point about Steam that I didn't even mention in the last one, and that's patching. So again, like if you've only been playing games since Steam existed, it's hard to understand how bad it used to be. I think it was Doom. When I went to get my first patch for Doom, I had to wait in line because the FTP server only allowed so many logins at a time. You would go play a multiplayer game, and it would be like, wait, this server didn't update. Oh, but this player did. Or this player didn't, but this server did, so I'm going to go play on this server because I updated, but now I have to wait till this server up. Like, it was a mess. And this was what Counter-Strike was trying to solve. And so I think there's a couple things that was why Steam just took over the world so quickly. And I think one of them is it never started as a storefront to make money selling games. It started as a storefront to solve problems. And that kind of the genesis of it sticks in its DNA. So it was trying to solve the problem of we have Counter-Strike. How does Counter-Strike update servers and players all at once? Well, let's make a general system that does it, right? That's all Steam was for a while. And then it sold Valve games, then it sold Kung Fu, a Kung Fu game, and then it sold submarine games, a lot of submarine games in the early days. But the other thing Steam had was, if you noticed, is you could always get your game. Now, there were some big games early on that overwhelmed the system, but compared to everybody else, their distribution system was amazing. And one of the reasons for that was there's a man named Mike Dunkel, among others, but Mike Dunkel, who's since passed, is a really good guy, went out and talked to all the ISPs. So if you're an ISP in Australia and you're like, my God, all this traffic I'm going to spend to do NAP sharing because Steam, why don't we just host those files locally? And they did a lot of those kind of deals so that you had really fast downloads. And so then Steam just had to update that local cache, and then that local cache updates everybody else. And so then all of a sudden, everybody who's around the world was getting these updates really quickly and really well, except for one day, I say 2006 or 2007, the power went out. I lived in Seattle, I'm at Valve, and the power goes out, huge windstorm, takes out everything. Some places are out for 2 weeks. And so go into the office to see if there's anything I can do to help. And they're like, the user authentication servers are down. And one of the engineers gets the idea that he takes an extension cord and goes off to the stairwell and unscrews an emergency light bulb that's on and does one of those plugs that you can plug into light bulbs. And that's how the authentication server ran for a couple hours before the power got restored. And then Valve was like, hey, we should never do that again. Let's make sure the authentication servers are also distributed. But like, yeah, that's how like by the seat of the pants stuff was run. And, now we're just so used to like, of course my game updates. Of course it updates with everybody else. Of course it's all in sync. Like, just so used to that. And it's nice. I don't want to go back. So yeah.